In collaboration with the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, the Department of Social Development and various other strategic partners, National Lottery Commission will for the next 2 days be hosting the National Indaba. It's under the theme, Effective Regulation and Funding Through Digitisation. Let's cross back to SABC News anchor Leanne Manners, who is in Boksburg for more. Leanne, a very good morning once again. I mean, issues of cybersecurity, fraud at large, accessibility, when it just comes to languages, there is a plethora of issues that has to be explored. At this hour, what are some of those sentiments been reflected?
Yeah, indeed. Thanks so much, Liesl. And I mean, I think you've touched on some of the key points, but there's so much more. There is so much more when it comes to the things surrounding the National Lottery. In fact, this is actually day 2 of this Indaba, where we've seen a gathering of those partners and those that work with the National Lottery Commission. And the big theme yesterday, in fact, when I was looking through the rundown, is the fact of online gambling and the problems associated with it. Now, all of us know online gambling is a major problem that people grapple with. The addiction rates, the amount of money that's been lost in online gambling, the illicit outflows of money, and all of these kind of things that are taking place, and the dangers associated with this, particularly when it comes to underage gambling. I mean, there's so many issues that are associated with it. I mean, you've mentioned others that certainly have been spoken about here and will continue to as we move into the second day of this conference. But the reality is that this is a very defining moment in terms of the digitization. And, you know, when we also look at it, it's also taking the grubby paws away, because grubby paws cause a lot of problems. And we know this because, unfortunately, the National Lotteries Commission has had their fair share of controversies with the awarding of money to some organizations that don't deserve it. In fact, we're talking in excess of 2 billion rand. That's the amount of money that we're speaking about. Now, the National Lottery's been around since 2000, and the way that they basically make their money is through you and I going out and buying our lottery tickets and Powerball, and this is a lot of money that is gathered through these sales and through all of these kind of things, where it then comes together, and a portion of that is assigned to different kind of communities, through supporting charities, youth development, sports, arts, culture, heritage, environmental initiatives, frontline organizations, basically organizations that tackle some of the toughest social challenges that we see taking place here in South Africa. But that system has real turbulence at the heart of it sometimes. Governance lapses, corruption scandals, capacity fails, and all of these, unfortunately, have eroded trust and weakened the civil society organizations that are actually meant to benefit from the funding. So how do we fix this? How do we rectify this? These are questions that seriously need to be asked as this gathering continues into its second day. I mean, this basically, in a nutshell, is all about rebuilding credibility, rebuilding compliance, and rebuilding the relationship between the state, citizens, NGOs, and the people that they serve. And that is, in a nutshell, exactly what's going to happen here. Professor Bani Pachana is going to be our guest shortly, and he's the one who's going to be hopefully unpacking some of that for us and a lot more. So that's when you come back to us around about 20 minutes before 8. That's the conversation we'll be having.
All right, Leanne, looking forward to that. Effective regulation and funding through digitization there. Thank you. Thank you for giving us that succinct preview ahead of that. So we'll leave it there for now. Leanne coming live from Boksburg there.